Hey guys, Thornton here, back with another video, and today we're taking a look at a more budget-friendly gaming keyboard. Has a TKL format, gonna have the possibility of being used wireless and 2.4 gigahertz connection, as well as having Hotswap functionality. So a lot of cool things included here for a more budget-friendly board. It's from Redragon. It's called the K559 or Demos. Not exactly sure how that name is pronounced, but let's hop into the review. In the box, let's get the keyboard itself. You're gonna get a USB-C to standard USB cable. You're gonna get a switch and keycap holder along with some extra switches, and then finally just a sticker along with an instruction pamphlet. The bottom of the keyboard is where you're gonna find the dongles stored for that wireless 2.4 gigahertz connection. And to set it up, it is as simple as just taking that out, plugging it into your computer, flipping the switch on the side of the keyboard to turn it on, and then it's gonna pair right up and you're gonna have that cordless experience. So really cool to see that with that more budget-friendly price point. As far as battery life goes on it, when you're using it in that wireless connection mode, on their website, they claim up to 100 hours of battery life when you have all the lights completely turned off, and then around 50 when you are using the RGB lights on the board. As for me, with my experience, I haven't specifically timed it out, but what I've noticed is usually a few days or so, then you're probably gonna need to charge it again. So definitely a good amount of time you're able to use it, and just a good rule of thumb is always try to plug it in when you're done using it. You never have to worry about it dying on you. The switches themselves are gonna be sitting on a plastic plate, and then that's gonna be also sitting in a plastic sloped frame overall. And though, yeah, it's a complete plastic construction, I have to say, just creaking it around and feeling it, it's really robust. There's not much flex or movement in it, and just holding it in hand, even if I drop this thing, I would definitely not be worried about it breaking. So with it being all plastic, still feels really nice and solid, no worries there. As far as for the keycaps, they are using an ABS plastic, but it is a double shot, so you're not gonna have to worry about those legends fading on you like you would with one that's printed on the top. For the font on these keycaps, it is that bigger gamer font, which might not be everyone's favorite. And along with that, you're also gonna get some of those secondary functions. Since it is a shrunken down keyboard, you have to get access to those by pressing your function key, and that'll give you access to those secondary functions that you'll see printed on some of the keys. And if you're someone that's not a huge fan of that gamer font, or maybe just the way these keycaps look, that's the nice thing about getting a more budget-friendly keyboard. You can maybe accessorize it a little bit more. And if you guys want to check out some really nice budget-friendly keycaps, I'll link down below in the description to some of my favorites. You get some integrated rubber feet on the bottom of the keyboard, which is going to keep it from sliding around on your desk, as well as two flip-out legs in the back, just in case you like to get into a little steeper angle for gaming or typing. On the left side of the keyboard is where you're going to find your power switch for just turning it on or off. Obviously, when it's turning on, it's going to be using that battery life, versus when it's off, you can just plug it in with the cable and use it as you would any normal keyboard that has a cable going into it. Also on that left side though, and kind of sadly on the left side, is your USB-C port. It's nice to see USB-C, but just having it on the left side of the keyboard I think is awkward. I'd love to see this put on the back towards the middle maybe. For me personally, especially with my computer sitting on the right hand of my desk, I have a cable running all the way across, then wrapping around and plugging to the left. Of course, it's not really intended to always be used wired with it having that wireless functionality, but I would just like to see that put on the back, just something I want to point out to you guys. So the switches are using on the K559, it's going to be staying true like we've seen in a lot of Redragon keyboards already. They're going to be using Altimus, and this one it seems to be kind of just specifically Altimu Reds. I didn't really see any other switch options as of right now at least, but again, these are Hotswap, so if you happen to have some Altimu browns or blues, these have the Altimu Hotswap sockets in them, so you can go ahead and pop other Altimu switches in here, but you're not gonna be able to pop some of the other type of switches in here just because the socket on this board will not hold them like it will just with an Altimu switch itself. As far as the red linear switches go, they feel nice to me. If you like a linear switch, you're gonna like them. Of course, they're not gonna be as nice as some of the higher quality switches in the market, but they do try to imitate that cherry red. And to me, for a more budget-friendly switch, and that also is gonna be part of the reason why they're able to sell this keyboard for a cheaper price, I think they feel really nice, and I don't think you can go too wrong with them. And again, it's Hotswap. If you ever wanted to, you could pop the switches out, lube them up, and then go ahead and pop them back in if you just wanna get a more premium experience out of it. As far as the stabilizers go, they're not bad, they're not great either. Overall, they feel pretty well balanced, and there's not a lot of rattling in them. And as per normal, usually gonna be the spacebar where you'll hear the most rattling, as it's just the biggest stabilizer. But still, on this keyboard, I've been pretty happy with it. I think overall, they did a really nice job balancing it all out and having that Hotswap functionality just included on it with the more Kind of wrapping up my thoughts here now on the K559. Overall, as you guys can probably tell from throughout this review, pretty sneaking positive as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of great features packed into this thing, and again, for a more budget-friendly price, it comes in right around $53. I believe that might fluctuate a little bit depending on if there's a sale or whatnot, but for $53, I mean, you get, you know, wireless functionality. That's really cool to see. You get Hotswap, and you also get a really nice, robust board overall. And I think with the smaller design as well, I think that's appealing to a lot of people right now. It seems to be pretty popular. So a lot of good things going here for it. The one kind of gripe I have with it, again, is just the fact that the USB-C port is on the left side of the keyboard versus being on the back. That's not a huge issue, and if you're getting it to use wirelessly anyways, that's probably not going to bother you at all. Just something that bothers me a bit when actually using it. And I want to thank Redragon for sending it out to me, and as always, it doesn't affect my opinion in the review. Overall, though, I really did enjoy this, and if you guys want to go ahead and purchase it on their website, make sure to use the code Thornton, THORNTON, for 10% off, and I also get a little bit of a cut on that for a commission. So thank you guys if you do use that code, and I do appreciate the support. Overall, good keyboard, and I would definitely recommend it. But I'll see you guys in the next video.